Pokemon Terastal Festival is a set which everybody is losing their minds over. At the moment, Terastal Festival is in full swing and everyone's getting a nice little taste or a sneak peek into what it's going to be like opening up prismatic evolutions, let's be honest, in January. So everyone's gone crazy. Everyone's gone absolutely what I would call just losing their minds insanity over Terastal Festival. Don't get me wrong, I love these high-class Japanese sets. I think they're absolutely incredible. From VMAX Climax, the VSTAR Universe, the Shiny Treasure. I enjoyed opening them up on the stream. Now, me personally, I don't tend to collect Japanese cards, but I do appreciate how great quality they tend to be, right? And it's not only Japanese, but even Chinese and Korean cards are actually very, very good. And, you know, they're growing on me. More and more I open them up and see the cards and experience it. Now, with Terastal Festival, of course, it is a set all about evolutions, and of course, the big craziness of the Master Ball reverses are coming back. We saw them in 151, and they are back again in this one, and we're going to get them in English. You know, with Prismatic Evolutions, we're going to get the Master Ball reverse holos, which are going to be a whole insane, crazy chase in of itself. Today, though, we're going to be taking a look at the craziness that is Terastal Festival, what's happening in the market regarding this product, and also talk about some of these other high-class sets that have came before it and where this one will be moving forward. So let's get into it. All right, so we're talking all things Terastal Festival. I have a few boxes here myself. We've been opening them up on the stream already. They've been such good fun. I'm actually going to be opening up this set myself. I'm actually going to be opening up a couple of boxes in about a week or so time. I'm looking forward to opening up. I don't normally open up Japanese with these high class sets, and I'm a huge Evolution fan. I'm excited for this one. I am. And I've been seeing a ton of people open up packs and really enjoy the set as a whole. And on top of that, the value is there. So today we're looking at pokejaceinfo and what has been going on regarding Terastal Festival. And I'll be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions of what this means for the English set as well, coming in January. So let's jump in. So here we have Terastal Festival. This set is incredible. Now, one thing on pokejaceinfo is they don't yet have, as far as I believe, we'll check, but they don't have all of the Master Ball reverses. So they haven't taken that into consideration when working out the total value of this set. Trust me, once they do them, the value will shoot right up like it does with Pokemon 151. Like if you took the Master Balls out of 151, there's not a lot of value in the set. As soon as you put those Master Ball reverses in, the set goes right up, right? So we're looking at a total value of 1.6k. Big money coming in for this set. And when we look at the set, I mean, of course, straight away, we can see all of the SIR evolutions with the Umbreon sitting in the top dog there at nearly $300, which is pretty impressive. The rest of the set, you know, outside of the evolutions, is not the best. Why? And that's because of how the boxes are put together. So in every single booster box, you get 10 packs. You get hit in every single pack, which is normal for these high-class sets. But you do get a special illustration rare or special art rare, as they're called in Japanese, in every single booster box. Now, that could be an evolution, or it could be like a different Pokemon, or a full-art trainer, or whatever it could be, right? So it could be any of these really big, heavy-hitting cards. Now, these cards have been dropping in value, of course. Now, normally when I talk about these sets, you know, when we'll be looking at some of the other ones that came before it. What tends to happen is these sets come out, the hype is there before Christmas. Booster box prices get driven right up, right? Because the hype is there, and because of the time of the year, there isn't enough stock, you know, to meet the demand. And then what ends up happening, the price goes right up. The new year happens. We go into quarter one. Towards the end of quarter one, there will be like a restock. Prices will come back down a bit. Then it will dry up, and then Pokemon Center Japan then does a huge reprint a little bit later on. We saw it with VMAX Climax, VSTAR Universe, and we also saw it with Shiny Treasure. Don't forget, last year Shiny Treasure went right up really high, and then, you know, around the same time of the year, and then as the year went on in 2024, booster box prices fell quite drastically. And I kind of feel like this will be going the same way, because Pokemon Center Japan are on it with reprints. Unlike English, they are on it. You know, they want to make sure there is enough product out there. So when we look at the rest of this set, I mean, there are a ton of cards, a ton of hits in this. There is some amazing artwork of some new cards shown as well. Of course, there are some reprints when it comes to certain like EXs and the like. But of course, you expect to see a lot of gold cards in here. As you can see, a lot of cool special art rares, as they're called in Japan. We'll be looking at the sealed box prices in a moment because they have been going up, of course. But overall, this set is a fun set to open. Like I said, we've enjoyed opening up on the streams. It is incredibly fun. Apparently, you can map what is in the box. So if you were going to open it up, and basically what we've done is you kind of shuffle up the packs and do it that way when you open a box. So at least then it does make it a bit more random, of course. And it is, you know, a bit of a downside, I would say. But overall, this is a good set, right? Now, we can expect a lot of this, or pretty much all of this, to be coming over into English. There is no illustration rares, as far as I know, in this set, or art rares as they're called. It is pretty much EXs, and then you go into the full arts, and then you go into the, you know, obviously A-specs, gold, and then the special art rares. And there is, in the English set, there's 32 special illustration rares, and even when we look at this set, there is an absolute ton. Like, there is so many. Now, I do expect a lot of these prices to continue to fall. They've already fallen, you know, as the recording of this, which is pretty much a week after the initial release of the set. And you know, I expect the prices to continue to fall, especially when those reprints hit early next year, or restock, reprint, whichever way you want to look at it. So let's take a look at some of the biggest heavy hitting cards. Of course, they are the evolutions in the set. You do have, you know, Eevee and all of its evolutions, which is, you know, a rarity to get all of them in a single set. Of course, everyone's like not only losing their minds on this, but of the prospects of when this comes over to English next month in January was Prismatic. Now, Prismatic is going to be an incredible home run set, you know, kind of like Crown Zenith was, you know, kind of like what Crown Zenith was when it came out at the start of the year about a year ago, and of course 151 and other holiday sets that have performed incredibly well. So let's take a look at the Umbreon, or as a lot of people like to call it, the Sunbreon, I guess, because it's now looking at the sun, I believe. So when we take a look at the Umbreon, we're looking at a raw price of $300, and there are already PSA 10s. You know, people will probably rip this open, send out for the quick turnaround grading, and wanted to be one of the first to get it in a PSA 10 or whatever. And right, we look at the raw price, okay? So we can see that the raw price, so we get rid of the graded. So the raw price here has been falling, you know, $500 there, and is fallen now to under 300. I do expect this to continue to fall. Like I said, you do get a special art rare in every single box. You know, it's going to be tough to get the Umbreon, of course, but I do expect it to continue to drop, maybe even below $200, which is going to be interesting. Don't forget, when the Umbreon came out for Eevee Heroes back in the day, it was not this expensive to begin with. It took time to get to where it is, and I think this one will bounce back in the future, of course. Now, when you look at the rest of this set, you know, outside of the Umbreon and the Sylveon, we do have quite a few cards that are around that $30+ range. Now, when I evaluate an English set, I look at it and go, right, how many cards are $100, $50, so on and so forth, and I break it down, each kind of like bracket, right? And if it has like a decent amount, then I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a good set. And with Japanese sets, it tends not to be the case. You don't tend to get lots of cards that are over $30, say, because naturally they are cheaper sets, right? Now, that is when the sealed product prices come into effect. So for this one, we'll head on over to TCG Player to look at the booster box prices, because yeah, TCG Player now do Japanese stuff. So we're looking at $83 for this booster box. Now, I definitely have seen places already that have sold it for less than $83 as the market price. Over here in the UK, you could have pre-ordered boxes at around £45 to £50. That has now gone up. As recording of this video, which is a week after release, booster boxes over here in the UK are between £65 and £70, which is quite a big increase from that 45. Now, I actually pre-ordered mine a while ago, and now I needed to get more. It is costing me more to get some, you know, more boxes into my hands. I do expect this to continue. I thought it would be $100 a box before the end of the year, or by the time we get to Christmas, and it's looking like it could go that way. And then even over here in the UK, I could probably expect it pushing £90 to £100 a box. Why? Because a lot of it is being sold and cracked open, and people are enjoying it. And on top of that, the Pokemon Center in Japan have struggled to keep up with the demand. And that's kind of been the case over the previous years regarding these specialty sets. And that's why I expect it to fall once more hits the market, really, in the future. But right now, Terastal Festival is good to open. It is pretty fun. and I think it's going to be a great set if you do want to invest in Japanese products in the long run. I always rate these high class value sets. I just do. I think they're very good. I just think they're amazing to open. Probably one of the best value sets to open for your money. But when we look at the card prices on TCG Player, actually, of Terastal Festival, the Umbreon, I'm going to keep calling it the Umbreon, but the Umbreon is 355, and then you got the Sylveon at 125, and then after that, you pretty much got like 100. Golden Peak, you can't see there, but that one's 85, 80. So there's a lot of prices there. We do have the Master Ball, so here they call it the Mirror Foil. So this is actually the Pokeball version of the Umbreon. This isn't the Master Ball version, and that one's 25. So when the Master Ball comes through, we could be seeing the overall value of the set go up and become more desirable. And the Master Balls are apparently a lot tougher to pull in this compared to 151. We found it a lot more tougher to find as well, like when I open up this set. But yeah, I'm looking forward to opening up myself. I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into this set and having some good fun. When we look at previous sets, we talk about Shiny Treasure. You can see here it's $37 a booster box. It's on the cheaper side, right? We go back 6 months. I don't think we can go back any further, right? So we go back to 6 months to give you guys an idea. It hasn't really moved much, right? It was around $40, ticked up towards about $45.50, and since then it has continued to fall. At one point over here in the UK, I was able to pick up Shiny Treasure quite comfortably for £25 a box. It was incredibly cheap. I did a video on it, like, could you get your money back by opening up Shiny Treasure just because of how cheap the boxes were? And I did. I opened up 2 boxes, and they were both, the return was pretty much exactly 25, or maybe a little bit more, 27, 28, or something like that. It was just really, really good. And they weren't insane boxes either. They were just, the sheer volume of hits that you got was equating to around about £25, which was pretty good. Now it might not be the case, but because it has started to tick upwards, and I learned about the single cards of the set, but still, I don't see Terastal Festival dropping this much just because of how much more popular this set is compared to Shiny Treasure. But that is an example of last year's one. And then when we go back the year before, then we have VSTAR Universe. And there, it's double the price of Shiny Treasure, right? Now, of course, this one is a little bit older, but over the past 6 months, it has been pretty steady. Again, not really gaining much in the way of overall value. VSTAR Universe became Crown Zenith, so a lot of people went crazy for this set. This was a big, big set that we opened up on the channel. People just going in there wanting to get the gold cards like Giratina and stuff that you see in Crown Zenith. Huge, huge set. Again, this one went up over £100 a box up around Christmas time, and then it dropped in the new year when more hit the shelves. And, now we're looking at around $70 odd. It did actually at one point drop to about £45 to £50 a box. It went dropped by like 50%, but now it's starting to get a bit more expensive again. So this is an example of one of these high class sets where if it's a good performer and it's got good cards that people want, it can hold somewhat of a good value. And then we have VMAX Climax, which was the first one I, opened up in this high class era of sets. I've opened a little bit of Shiny Star V, but not much. VMAX Climax is an incredible set as well. So much fun. This one's a little bit more expensive. It is older at $92. And over the past 6 months, it's doing okay. I mean, it did actually go up to around 115, which is actually pretty good. But overall, it is still a good set, in my opinion. And I think down the line, this will be a set which people will enjoy opening. And when you look at the sale prices, all of it is around $100 or just over $100 for this set. Right now, I actually have 2 boxes. I don't usually go for Japanese, but I only go for high class sets. I have 2 of this, 2 of VSTAR, and 2 of Shiny Treasure. And I'll probably just go with 2 Terastal Festivals, maybe even more Terastal, just because of how amazing the set is. But overall, I really do like these high class sets. So you have it, guys. Terastal Festival is doing really well. I do expect the prices of sealed product to go up, and I expect the single card prices to continue to fall. The more and more packs are being opened, cards are getting sent out, getting graded, and so on and so forth. Because the pull rates are actually pretty decent. It's a high class set. You get an SAR in every single box, and the amount of boxes that are being opened, the volume there, a lot of the cards will continue to fall. But I think they will bounce back in the long run in the future, of course. What does this mean for English? We've already seen Prismatic Evolutions sold out everywhere across the board. It is so difficult to get hold of. I've managed to get hold of a decent amount of stocks for the streams and a few ETBs for my own personal collection. I have the Pokemon Center ETBs that will be on their way here as well. But overall, this is, an interesting sign, right? We saw how successful Crown Zenith was. We saw VSTAR Universe be successful. Crown Zenith then, in English, go on to be a very, very good performing set. I expect Prismatic Evolutions to be better than Crown Zenith, and I've rated Crown Zenith as one of the best sets in the Sword and Shield era. I think this set blows out of the water, especially because you've got the Master Ball reverses as well. If the pull rates are going to be insane, like the pull rates are quite easy to find all of these special illustration rares that come out in English, then we have a different story in our hands, because you may see that the sealed prices are going to continue to climb because the demand will be there, but because of how many packs are being opened, and if they do have really good pull rates like Crown Zenith did, you could be seeing a lot of the single card prices fall. Who knows? It's too early to tell. Of course, we're like a month or over a month out for the release of Prismatic, but right now, Terastal Festival is a good set. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, we've been opening up these already. I'm going to be opening up some myself and give you guys my thoughts and opinions as well, which I'm looking forward to opening them up and enjoying it. If you made this far into the video and you've enjoyed it, make sure to smash the like button, and of course, make sure you subscribe for more Pokemon content, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'm looking forward to it. I think this is an incredible set. I think Terastal Festival, just like all the previous high-class sets, are incredible, and the pull rates are great. The mapping is kind of annoying, of course, so if you are going to buy some, make sure you buy sealed product. Don't buy single packs off websites. And of course, like we've done on the stream, like if people buy single packs, we crack open the box, people know where the packs are, where they came from. You just got to do it the right way. That's it from me, guys, in today's video. If you want more Pokemon content, make sure to click the video on the screen. And of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But as always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are legends, and I'll see you in the next one.